Hi, this is Krishnan. Today we'll be analyzing the Hindu newspaper for the day 22nd January. Let us directly go to the topics. These are the 5 topics that we'll be discussing today. Let us go to the first topic. The first topic talks about Ahom burial site, which is present in Assam. So what has happened is recently the state government of Assam and the union government, they are trying to get UNESCO World Heritage Site tag for this Ahom burial site. So why is it in news? Because the union government has decided to nominate Charaidio Maidams for UNESCO World Heritage Site. So what you should know about this Maidams is, out of 386 Maidams explored so far, 90 are royal burials. So they are preserved well, and you know how it will be in Egypt, right? The mummies. So like that they are preserved well, and they are showpieces of mound burial tradition. So what is it? It's called mound burial tradition. And generally this mound burial and all, for whom they'll do for the royalty. Here they have done it for Ahom royalty, and they are buried with their paraphernalia. What is paraphernalia? And things that they were using for their daily use, they are called paraphernalia. So this nomination comes at a very significant time, because right now, recently you saw, right, the Prime Minister went to Assam and all. Why is it happening? Because right now we are celebrating the 400th birth anniversary of Lachit Barphukan. So who is Lachit? He is the Ahom general who fought against the Mughals. In fact, he won against them also in 1671. What is it called? It's called the Battle of Saraiga. It was fought on the banks of Brahmaputra. So let us see in brief about the Ahom kingdom. Who is the founder of Ahom kingdom? It is Cholang Sukafa. He is a 13th century ruler. He founded the Ahom kingdom, and they ruled Assam for 6 centuries. And the Ahoms ruled the province independently until 1826. After the Treaty of Yandabu, they had to surrender under the British rule. So there are few social aspects of their life that you should know. They had a political system which was called the older political system was suppressed, and they came with a new system that was primarily led by Buyans. Who are Buyans? Buyans are landlords. And as usual, these medieval kingdoms, they used to have forced labor. Even here there is forced labor. That forced labor is called pikes. And as usual, the society was divided into many clans, which was called Khel. A Khel controlled several villages together. Initially, Ahoms had their own tribal gods, and as usual, like other tribals, they were assimilated into the Hindu religion, and Assamese became their language. So they have written their historical works. They are called Buranjis. Earlier they were written in Ahom language, and then in the Assamese language. So this is what you should know about their burial practice, the society, and their king and their general. So this is what this Ahom kingdom in brief is about. Let us move on to the next topic. This topic talks about, recently we have been seeing a lot of articles like this, right? There are of late there are a lot of problems with Indradhanush scheme. Let us see what they are. So what has happened? The average days of employment provided per household this year has gone to a 5-year low. So what has happened? This year only 42 days have been given for work for a household. Previously it used to be 50 days, 48 days, 51 days in the previous 3 years. Now it has gone to 42 days. So I hope you all know what MGNREGS is, but I'll give you a quick recap of what it is. It was enacted by the Union government in the year 2005. So it gives legal guarantee of 100 days of wage employment to adult members of a rural family. So what they'll do, that person should be willing to do the work, and he'll be given unskilled work. So why unskilled work? Because that person need not be educated. or literate. So even illiterate people can come and do the unskilled manual work, right? So it gives wage employment to adult members of the rural household who are illiterate also. Next thing is the act will be applicable to areas notified by the central government. And what is the objective? You will get livelihood security. At the other hand, you will have infrastructure development also. So it is a win-win situation. So this scheme came into existence. So how will be the cost sharing? Central government and state governments 90:10. The cost sharing is on that level. And you know how the scheme works, right? Who are the target group? It is open to all rural households. If they are in need of employment, they can come and work. So they should work for 14 days and 6 days only they should work. 1 day, Sunday should be off. And 1/3 of wage seekers should be women. And if you want to work, you should first go to the Gram Panchayat and tell that you want to work. So Gram Panchayat will register and they will come and verify if you are from that village and how many people are there in your family and those things. And after that, they'll give you a job card. So after that, you'll get the job card, and within 15 days, you should get work within 5 kilometers. In case if your work is given away from the 5 kilometers radius, you should go and do the work there. 10% of your wage will be given as transport fee. So this is how the scheme works. So what is the problem? Only 42 working days are there, right? Why only 42? Because what the government is telling is there is no demand for people. I mean, people are not demanding work. People are not coming because last 2 years there was demand from people because pandemic had hit them and they wanted more money. But now people have gone back to their work. They are not wanting more money, so they are not coming for work. What activists and other professors are telling is no, this is lie. People are not coming because of various problems. Let us see what those problems are. First thing is we saw, right, fund has not been given properly, and delay in wages. Central government is not sanctioning fund. So if you don't pay wages on a regular basis, what will happen? Workers will get discouraged from doing Indrega work, right? So that is one reason. And recently an app for attendance of laborers was introduced, and this has a lot of technical glitches. This is also discouraging employees to come and seek work. And see, this is a very important point. Low utilization of person days by several states. So what is percentage? Percentage means the number of days a laborer has registered to do work. So let's say I agree to do work for 10 days, which means the person day is 10. And if 10 people agree for 10 days of work, the person day is 100. So this is what person day is. So what has happened? Only 2 months is left for financial year closure, and what has happened? Less than 70% of the person day has been utilized. That is 70% of the person day work has not been utilized yet. So what has happened? So even less than 70%. So what is the concern? If you underperform like this, what they are telling, even states that are not developed, their work will go much more down. So the underperforming will go much more down, and this will lead to poverty and things like that. So what is the way forward? They are telling, give them their due, allocate. They are telling the central government allocate at least 2 lakh crore so that there will be no wage delay, and the allocation should be swift, like that they are telling. So this is what Manrega scheme is about, and this is what the issue is about. So let us now go on to the next topic. So this news article is about Ayushman Bharat scheme. So there is one component of Ayushman Bharat scheme which talks about school health wellness program. So let us see what it is about, and we'll see what are the problems there and how we should overcome it. So recently there was performance assessment of the school health and wellness program, which was launched by Ayushman Bharat scheme. So what they have found is only 15 states have started the 40-minute classroom session with students. So part of the Ayushman Bharat scheme is teachers should go to their students in their school, and weekly they should have 40-minute sessions. They should talk about health, hygiene and things like that. So what we have found is only 15 states have started the initiative. Other states have not even started it. So this is what this news article is about. Let us see briefly about Ayushman Bharat scheme and see what the issue is. So what is Ayushman Bharat scheme? It aims to deliver a comprehensive range of services, and it has created health and wellness center. It gives comprehensive primary health care that is universal and it is free. Comprehensive primary health care which is free, and it will give 5 lakh health insurance for a family for secondary and tertiary care. So free primary health care, universal, and 5 lakh in the secondary and tertiary stage. So what is this health wellness program? It aims to promote health promotion and disease prevention in a joyful and interesting manner to the students. So the teacher should go to the class and he should talk about it. She should have drawings, and it should be in an enjoyable manner. They should tell to the students. So what they should do is they should set aside weekly time slot in the classroom. So like let's say on a Friday evening or a Monday morning, they should have a weekly time slot where they come and talk to the children about it. So what will this happen? This will lead to community mobilization as well as health promotion among students. But what is the issue right now is there are not a lot of health and wellness ambassadors. So what will happen if there are not enough ambassadors? There will be clog in implementation. Like few schools will have, few schools will not have. So this is what we are seeing right now. These health and wellness ambassadors are not being trained. So what has happened? Only 71 out of 766 districts have 100% health and wellness ambassador training target. So only 71 out of 766 districts have achieved this. So why is there being a challenge in the implementation? It is because in government school, teachers are already overworking, and the curriculum list is also a bit exhaustive, right? You have entrepreneur curriculum, Desh Bhakti curriculum, cultural curriculum, a lot of curriculum like this. Now we are adding health and wellness curriculum also. So this becomes a bit exhaustive. So this is one problem, and the most important thing is there is no formal reporting structure. So let's say if there is ambassador, if there is no ambassador, who will you go and report? Who will come and check? That structure is not there. So we are having this problem. So what is the way forward? We should ensure quality training of teachers, because if teachers are trained properly, only then we can go and teach the students. So we should not allow ambassadorship to teachers who are on the verge of retirement. They will not have any motivation, right? So we should look out for young teachers. And what has happened is if when they are talking about health and hygiene and things like that, when they use the word sex, the government is not allowing them to use the word. That is, the health ministry is not allowing them to use the word. Instead, they are using words like life skill and things like that. So this is also being seen as a problem. So this is what you should know. You should know what is Ayushman Bharat, what are the components, and what is health and wellness program. So next article is about measles and rubella. It is unfortunate that we have not eliminated measles and rubella, because countries like Sri Lanka, South Korea and all, they've eliminated measles rubella. Let's see why did this happen, why we were not able to eliminate it. So what has happened? India's target for elimination of measles and rubella is 2023. It was 2015 and then it became 2019, but because of the pandemic, it has now become 2023. So what is measles rubella? Why it should be eliminated? Because measles has a very high fatality rate. If you do not treat it properly, the child might die. So measles is a very deadly disease. And what will rubella do? Rubella will affect pregnant women, and it will in turn affect the fetus. If what will happen if the fetus gets affected, there will be a birth defect. That is, the child will be born with a lot of birth defects. And see what it does. It kills close to 1 lakh children globally. 1 lakh children are dying, but you see both this measles and rubella, they are vaccine preventable. If you give just 2 doses, you can easily save the children. So what World Health Organization has done, it has given measles rubella vaccine, and it has stopped close to 30 million deaths. But why is it in news? Because recently there was a outbreak in Maharashtra, particularly in Mumbai. So close to 15 children died due to measles rubella vaccine. Due to measles and rubella disease. They were not given vaccine, so these children died. Why did this outbreak come? Because in the last 2 years, this happened in December. In December 2020 and 2021, generally when there will be a measles and rubella outbreak, there was no such outbreak. It escaped the previous waves of infection. So this is what happened in China as well, right? Why they are having a lot of infections now? Because earlier in the few waves they missed it, and now it is coming back to hit them. So same thing happened in MR also. Previous 2 seasons they escaped. Now because of that we have something called as epidemiological compensation. So epidemiological compensation means 2 outbreaks it escaped. Now for that it is being compensated. So that is called epidemiologic compensation. So, but however, health experts are bit optimistic because now they have improved the vaccine structure, and they are focusing on improving the herd immunity also. So now they feel this MR incidence will come down. So let us see what India has done so far with regard to measles and rubella. First thing is, because of pandemic, the vaccination rates have come down. But in spite of this, you see the past record, 2010 to 2013, in the ground level workers from children as young as 9 months to 10 years in 14 states, they have vaccinated 119 million children. This they have done, and they have come up with something called Mission Indradhanush. What this scheme will do, in 2014 they came up with this scheme. This scheme will vaccinate unvaccinated population. And in 2017 to 2021, India adopted a national strategic plan for measles and rubella elimination, and now they have introduced a vaccine which is a rubella containing vaccine, so we can save children from rubella. And they launched a nationwide measles rubella supplementary immunization activity catch-up campaign, and now they have come up with a different approach. Now they are doing the outbreak. Now earlier they were doing outbreak based surveillance. Now they have started the case to case basis, and they'll follow the acute fever and rash surveillance. So earlier outbreak based, now case based and acute fever and rash surveillance. And they have come up with a lot of laboratories to test the measles and rubella infection. So these changes the government has done, both the union government and the state governments. So because of this, in the future we are hoping MR rates will come down. So this is what it is. Measles or rubella, it is a viral infection. It is a contagious disease, and it can spread through mucus and saliva. And what is rubella? Rubella is also a contagious disease. It affects children. It will lead to rash, fever, eye redness. If it comes to child, it will be mild, but if a pregnant woman gets affected through rubella, then it becomes a bit serious. So to avoid this, what the government has done, the government has come up with the Mission Indradhanush. So what they'll do, they'll provide full immunization cover against 7 life-threatening diseases. Against what? A lot of children and pregnant women who miss out on vaccination. So For them, this mission Indradhanush was introduced, and first when it was introduced, the target was full immunization by 2020, at least to 90% children, but because of COVID pandemic, now they have put it to 2023. So what has happened? They have immunized close to 2.1 crore children, 56 lakh pregnant women have been immunized, 60 lakh vitamin A doses they have distributed, ORS packets, zinc tablets, 505 districts, 35 states. So they have done a huge work. A lot of efforts have gone in to do this. A lot of people have been beneficiaries, but still we have to walk a long way to achieve the mission's objective. So now we'll see how we should eliminate measles and rubella. So generally this is now attack young children only. So first you should focus on children that are less than 1 year old. So first focus on children that are less than 1 year old. Next, the second dose coverage should be above 95%, which means the first dosage should be above 95%, then only second dosage can cross 95. And they're telling have district wise target, conduct fever and rash surveillance, and test measles rubella frequently. So they're telling if you do all this, you can bring down deaths due to measles rubella. Now they're telling what are the other areas of focus. These are all at the higher levels. At the ground level, what you should do is they're telling you provide support to nurses, ASHA workers, Anganwadi, ICDS workers. How do you provide support? You pay them their wages at the right time, give them the right kind of staff, infrastructure and things like that. Next, they're telling have target driven approach. That is, let's say in this month I will reach so many children, like that, target driven. And of course avoid payment delays. And they're telling develop immunization infrastructure like Tamil Nadu and Kerala. Generally, if you see in Tamil Nadu and Kerala, health infrastructure is very good, immunization rates are very high. So if you follow their model, they're telling you can reach the children very easily and you can achieve your target. So this is what you should know about measles, rubella and mission Indradhanush, and what are the problematic areas and how we should overcome them. So these are the things that you should know with respect to measles, rubella. Let us go to the next topic. This topic is about recently during Pongal, right? In Tamil Nadu, they have something called as Pongal, which is a harvest festival, like how other states celebrate. During that time, what happened in Ooty? Right? Ooty, it's called Udagamandalam, Uttakaman. During Pongal, what happened? It went to negative. It was minus 6.3 degrees Celsius. So we'll see why this happened. So what happened? Ooty hit minus 6.3 degrees Celsius, while the average temperature is only 5 to 10 degrees Celsius. So we'll analyze why this happened. This happened because of La Nina. I have a map for you in the upcoming slide, but just remember this word La Nina. So what is La Nina? From the coast of Ecuador, that is South America. I'll show you the map next. What will happen from the coast of Ecuador, warm winds came towards the west of Pacific Ocean. So this warm water came away from South America, and because of this movement of heat in the Pacific Ocean, it led to a lot of global consequences. What happened in India? This led to intensification of summer monsoons, excess rainfall and colder winters. So what has happened? La Nina is when the Latin American coast along the Ecuador side, it let off a lot of warm winds. Because of this warm winds in Pacific Ocean, La Nina started, and because of that La Nina, what happened? In India, all these things happened. So what happened? This is the first time in the 21st century that La Nina is there for continuously 3 winters. Generally it will be there for 1 or 2 winters, but now this is the first time in 21st century it is there for 3 winters. And of course, this is the first time it has hit south more. Generally it will not come to south, it will not penetrate very deep, but this time it has penetrated very deep into the south. So let's see what happened during this time. A high wave of chill wind coming southward from the Siberian High. You know where is Siberia, right? Above Russia. So chill wind came from Siberia. What happened? There is already a very cold high pressure block of air that is in Central Asia. So what it did, it pushed the high pressure cold block from the Central Asia towards India. So because of the Siberian High, the Central Asian cold air, it came down towards India. So the Siberian High is a very cold pressure belt. So this is responsible for the very cold climate of the tundra region, and its impact is also very huge. It affects weather from Italy to Philippines. So generally it is very strong, but this time they're saying it was anomalously strong. That is, it is very odd. Like generally it doesn't happen, but this time it is an anomalous behavior like that they are telling. So finally, geographers came to conclusion that La Nina plus Siberian High was the reason for cold winter in Tamil Nadu. But at the same time, withdrawal of northeastern monsoons also. Generally around December, northeast monsoons withdraw. You might have read it in the monsoon topic. So because of the withdrawal of northeast monsoons, you know, right, these monsoon pressure belts and these winds and all will be a bit warm. So after this warm winds went, the dry lands became very cool and the winds also became very cool. So all these factors combined together to form a very cold atmosphere up to South India. So what happened? So you should know few differences between El Nino and La Nina. El Nina driven winds, right? They are cold air, but they will focus. I mean, they'll hit only southeast and northwest. But La Nina winds, what they will do? They'll come from the north and they'll penetrate as far as peninsular India. So La Nina will cover and affect more people. So this they might ask us a prelims question whether it is El Nino or La Nina that covers and affects more people. So just remember this. So I was trying to tell this only. This is the map that you should all by heart. So this is the Latin America. Generally this place will be cool, and cool air only will cool currents only will go around this region. So if it is cool here, what will happen here and all, they'll have normal monsoon, everything will be all right. But since, I mean, if there is cold current also, this Peru side, Chile side and all, they'll have good fishing. This is normal here. What will happen during El Nino year? This place will become very warm, and because of that fishing will decrease, and here and all there will be, because of cold water current, here and all there will be drought. This is El Nino, right? So La Nina is just the opposite of it. What will happen? There will be cold water, but where the cold water will be? Cold water will be only in the central and eastern Pacific. So cold water will just be in the central. Cold water will just be in the central and the eastern Pacific. So here and here cold water will be there, and here there will not be cold water. So what will happen? This warm water will come this side, and because of that, what will happen? We saw, right, monsoon rainfall and you know, colder climate and things like that because of La Nina. So this is what you should know about El Nino and La Nina. They have asked questions regarding it. I guess in 2017 prelims there was a question on El Nino. So these are the things you should know with regard to El Nino and La Nina. How they affect something which is happening in Pacific Ocean. It is affecting climate in a hill station in Tamil Nadu. So you should know how integrated the world is with regard to geography. So let us now go to the prelims practice question. So the first question is, consider the following statement. El Nino leads to cooling up of the eastern coast of Pacific and warming up of western coast. Think about it. El Nino leads to cooling up of the eastern coast. No, it does the opposite. And warming up of the western, it just does the opposite. So this is wrong. La Nina leads to cooling up of the western coast of the Pacific. No, it leads to warming up of the western coast of the Pacific. So this is also wrong. So the answer is neither A nor B. So this also we saw. What is mission Indradhanush? It is it the scheme of archaeology department to find the birthplace of Indra? No. Missile of Indian Army? No. It is the vaccination program of the country. So we have one mains practice question for you. So I have asked the question from the very same topic which I discussed before. So the question is, recently the average winter temperature of many places in South India went down, especially in hill stations like Ooty. They had negative temperatures. Elaborate on what caused this change in average winter temperature of these regions. So this is a 250 word 15 marker. This they might ask in GS1 itself in geography. So this is a climatology question. So you can expect questions from climatology in GS paper 1. So try to answer it. So this is what it is about today. If you like this presentation, you can like, share, comment and subscribe. You can also follow us on YouTube, Instagram, Telegram and Facebook. Thanks for tuning in. Bye.